And as we expected, the tabloids went nuts.
We're not gonna relive all this stuff again.
I'm so frustrated that everything we do gets so twisted.
For years, Catelynn and Tyler have been outspoken about the criticism they get for their teen mom storylines. But some of the backlash that Tyler has gotten is actually kind of understandable. He's always been extremely focused on Catelyn's weight, and how he words his opinions on it is absolutely crazy. Tyler has defended his snarky comments about Catelyn's body and weight loss by saying that he's just being supportive, but his input is far from helpful, especially when he seems so obsessed with how the mother of his kids looks.
You come off like so harsh sometimes.
And this may sound mean, but I don't really care. It's just not on my priority list.
Tyler doesn't hide the fact that Catelyn's body size is important to him. Even during doctor's appointments for her pregnancies, he's made a point to call her weight out. I'm sure we all remember when Catelynn gained almost 3 pounds between appointments. Tyler acted insanely stressed out about it and wouldn't stop bringing it up. But even if MTV cameras weren't around to catch his harsh comments, they still probably wouldn't have stayed very private. Tyler's focus on Catelyn's weight hasn't just stayed a hot topic between the two of them. He talks about it in such a shameful way to producers, friends, and even family members. He doesn't seem to realize how the multiple pregnancies, depression, trauma, and genetics all play into how hard it is for Catelynn to lose weight. Honestly, how Tyler concentrates on her physical appearance is so brutal.
I can't do this anymore. You gotta get your stuff together, or
Do you want to marry some big heifer?
How do you think she's feeling now?
I don't really care, I guess, anymore. I'm exhausted emotionally.
You know what makes me sad and angry at the same time?
I also know a lot of feelings bubble up for Tyler as well.
It's weird, nothing ever changes. Weird feeling and stuff.
I couldn't believe it when Tyler made the reference about not wanting to be married to a cow. It would be entirely different if he suggested going on walks together or took over the task of preparing healthy meals for the family. But instead, he just seems incredibly upset that Catelynn doesn't look as slim as he wants her to. Tyler has tried to fight back at the criticism he's gotten for dragging Catelyn's weight on Teen Mom. He claims he's just being honest, and that's how their relationship has always been. But even when Catelynn brings up wanting to lose weight or rejoin Weight Watchers, he always has some sort of ridiculous response. After Catelynn mentioned wanting to get back on a Weight Watchers meal plan to feel good about herself, Tyler took control of the conversation. He was eating a full plate of fried chicken tenders and french fries, but still felt the need to criticize his wife's chicken quesadilla. Tyler kept pointing out how big Catelyn's meal was, even after she said that she already knew how many Weight Watchers points it was. The quesadilla actually would have fit into her meal plan to lose weight, but he still wouldn't stop. It's no wonder Catelynn doesn't like watching their scenes from the show and reliving everything that Tyler has said about her weight. It's also bizarre because Tyler's body has changed a lot over the years too, but no matter what, Catelynn shows him the same amount of love and support. She's even careful with how she speaks when talking about tough topics and her husband's insecurities. But the same definitely can't be said for Tyler, who constantly hones in on Catelyn's weight in a seriously insensitive way.
Maybe my perception is distorted. Maybe I'm getting these vibes that aren't really real.
The sad part of reality is that it is a lot more common.
What would you do with a fear like that? You're gonna fight through the fear.
We're not gonna relive all this stuff again.
I feel like I would be doing anything.
Thankfully, Catelynn has actual support from viewers and even her fellow co-stars. Amber Portwood even sympathized with her about how difficult it is to lose weight. Tyler tells everyone that his cold remarks come from a place of concern and love, but his actions tell an unbelievable different story. Tyler has previously said to Catelynn that he'll love her no matter what and that her body is her body. But he really only says those things after he makes cruel comments about her weight. To tell you the truth, it seems like he doesn't understand that everyone's body is different and that weight loss isn't the same for everybody. Last year, Tyler even gave his unnecessary input on Kel Lowry's weight. During an episode of Teen Mom Girls Night In, he and Catelynn were watching the last season of Teen Mom 2. Kel mentioned how tough it was to lose weight with her diagnosis of PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome, and what Tyler said next was absolutely insane. Tyler openly suggested that maybe Kale should hire a personal trainer to get her weight back on track. He added that she needed someone to guide her and even claimed that his theory was backed by science. Unsurprisingly, he was dragged by viewers for not being sensitive to women's struggles with losing weight. But honestly, none of that seems to ever matter to Tyler. He has always focused on how Catelynn looks over her mental health. She made so much progress over the years in how she handles her triggers and depression. But even though Tyler was usually supportive, it was basically the bare minimum. And of course, his main priority was so shocking. Tyler's obsession with his wife's weight isn't just out of concern for her health. If it truly were, he wouldn't be shaming her when talking about her body. The way he always seems to put her down, even with little digs about her lack of effort, is almost unbelievable.
We were forced to make life-changing decisions.
So, what is this? What would this be considered?
Express some things that needed to be expressed. I had all these girls as like a support system, people that could understand or relate. It helps me not feel alone. So I think it works both ways.
Tyler has also been open about how badly he wanted to have a son. After he and Catelynn had 4 healthy daughters, they decided to stop trying for a boy, but it must have been so frustrating for Catelynn to feel like she had to keep trying to give Tyler a son, while he constantly body shamed her. And what they've said in response to the hate about Tyler's strange obsession is seriously unreal. Tyler has continued to claim that his comments about Catelyn's weight are just him being brutally honest. She hasn't really spoken out much about it either, and when she's directly asked, her answer is usually pretty surprising. Catelynn has mentioned that Tyler always apologizes when he crosses a line or comes off the wrong way, but I wonder what he says behind closed doors, if this is just what we see on MTV. If he really wanted to be helpful and truthful, he could still be more sensitive. After all, Catelynn is his wife, the mother of his children, and his biggest support.
My body is cut off. It's done.
I just felt bad because I know you're kind of like, you were bummed out.
That's why I'm super open about everything that I struggle with.
Like every time we've gone through something hard,
Tyler and Catelynn always seem to bring conversations about their struggles back around to how much stronger they are because of them, but even if that's true, I think a lot of people would agree that his delivery could use some work. His comments about Catelynn's body size and weight loss have been incredibly bizarre. Sometimes it seems kind of weird that Tyler's intense focus on Catelynn's weight is even a storyline, but maybe it's such a big part of their real day-to-day life conversations that it's impossible for producers to ignore. Either way, the extreme pressure Tyler puts on his wife to lose weight is so outrageous. But what do you guys think about all of this? Do you think Tyler is too obsessed with Catelynn's weight? What are your thoughts about how he defends himself by saying that he's just being honest and supportive? Let me know in the comments below.